What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to talk about Burger King. Throughout my life, I've had a love-hate relationship with Burger King. Where I grew up in Southern California, Los Angeles County, Burger King has always been pretty terrible. Um, the buns have always been as if they were made out of sawdust. The patties has always been good at Burger King. You can always get a good patty. It's almost impossible for Burger King not to make a good patty. But along with the sawdust bun, the lettuce, especially, do you remember in about 2010 when that guy, that monster, was stepping on the lettuce at Burger King to, I don't know if he was doing it to fit more lettuce or just because he was a terrible person. He was just squishing down the lettuce with his foot. And all the other condiments at Burger King have always been subpar, especially in my hometown where I'm from. And honestly, the only thing that brought me there was the original Burger King French fry. The original Burger King French fry before they changed to these EBT Satis fries. Do you remember that? The Satis fries when they came out? Um, it was their version of the value fry, if I remember correctly. And they were terrible. They were like hollow potato chips. Um, they'd have a firm outside, but there was nothing inside. There was no innards. There was no guts to these things. It was like a spider, French fry spider, had sucked out all the nutrients and just left the shell of the French fry. And that really caused a major downfall for me for Burger King. They never implemented the free Wi-Fi like McDonald's, so that was great. So they didn't have as many monsters, but they still had monsters going to the establishment because they, at least in my town, had a humongous sign that says EBT. And if you're from the projects or the ghetto, um, like I was, you never want to go into a store that's projecting that it takes EBT. Not because EBT is bad, but because the homeless and the drug addicts are on EBT, and that's going to bring them in. It's like moths to a flame. So when we got hit with the sawdust bun, we got hit with the Satis fries and the humongous EBT sign in front of the or on the window of the Burger King. It was just a recipe for disaster. Plus, it was on Avenue I, which is already terrible. But that's the unholy for Trinity. That's the unholy trinity for Burger King. For McDonald's, it's the endless outlets, the free Wi-Fi, and the free bathrooms. That's the unholy trinity for McDonald's. But for Burger King, at least back in the day, before I tell you about the new Burger King, it was the EBT, the hollowed out French fries. No, the EBT, the sawdust buns, yeah, and the Satis fries. Those were the unholy trinity. It was terrible. Um, but let me talk about the coupons. The coupons at Burger King are what bring you to Burger King. It's the only reason I go today. I mean, Burger King's a lot better here in the South, in South Carolina. Burger King's a lot better. I'll get to it in a second. But the coupons nationwide, they're unbeatable. I'm talking about when I was in college and I would choose Burger King over McDonald's, it was solely because of the coupons. You can get, if I'm not mistaken, it was two Whopper Junior meals that come with fries and a drink for $6.99. You heard me correct. $6.99. You can't you can't beat that deal. There's other great deals, but off the top of my head, I can't remember the price points. Like you can get a Whopper on a Whopper Wednesday with one of these coupons for I think $2.99, $3 for a Whopper. You know, $3.35 if you ask for a Whopper with cheese. And a Whopper is a big ass burger. If you haven't gotten a Whopper in a long time, go ahead and get yourself one with all the fixings on it and add cheese. It's 35 cents, but it's worth it. Add cheese. You always want to add cheese. Um, it's a really big burger. It'll fill you up. But you know, the Whopper Junior is just, it's like the perfect burger when you got the right bun and condiments on it from the right establishment that treats its product well, its burgers well. It's a perfect burger. You have lettuce, tomato, crispy onions. But Burger King always has the crispiest onions, and it comes with pickles. I don't like pickles on my burger, but I'll keep them on my Whopper Junior. The only thing I have to say with the Whopper Junior, when you get a perfect Whopper Junior with cheese, is the mayo at Burger King. It's kind of it's kind of weird. It's kind of it's kind of sweet, and I like a savory mayonnaise. It's kind of sweet. It's kind of like Cool Whip. It's got a weird taste to it also. Um, the perfect burger, in my opinion, would be a Whopper Junior, but with the mayonnaise from from McDonald's. McDonald's has perfect savory mayonnaise, and it really makes the McChicken what it is. That mayonnaise on in the McDonald's. But if you took the mayonnaise and you put it on the Whopper Junior, you can't get better burger than that. Especially when it's fresh. It's it hits all the major food groups. Has your vegetables, your protein, and your carbs, and your fat in the burger. What more can you ask for? You can survive off a Whopper Junior, and you can live abundantly off the Whopper Junior, or at least I have. And that coupon for Burger King is just fantastic. I got it in the mail the other day. I kept it. I don't even plan on going anytime soon, but I see it's until the end of April, and I could totally see myself going to Burger King and getting two Whopper Juniors and two French fries and two drinks in the near future. It's unbeatable, especially if you're on the road, or if you're doing trade shows, or if you're doing B2B sales and you want to stop and eat somewhere. It's not the healthiest, I'm not going to tell you that, but it's definitely the best bang for your buck on that coupon. The coupons are unbeatable. But present day Burger King has risen to the top of my fast food chains. Um, McDonald's used to be number one, like I said in my last video, is number one over everything, and that's sit down restaurants as well. But Burger King, fast food wise, and I'm talking about old school fast food, you know, not Chick-fil-A, not Five Guys, In and Out. You know, these are luxury fast food places. I'm talking about crappy, trash fast food, okay? I'm talking about Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Burger King, uh, present day McDonald's. Didn't used to be like that. Church's Chicken, you know, KFC. You can't go to KFC and get a wing that's not broken in half because they treat their chickens terribly. You know, these are I want to say Del Taco, but Del Taco is pretty amazing. I drive to Atlanta just to get Del Taco, and that's a 2 hour drive. But that's the tier of fast food I'm talking about. It's right now it's number one, at least in South Carolina. Um, there's this one right next to my work. I try not to eat fast food often, try to make stuff at home. That way, you know, I got a mortgage. I can't be overspending eating at fast food places for work when I can go to Costco, buy my meat, cook it at home, bring it to work with me. So I try not to eat out when I'm at work, but sometimes you just don't feel like making food. You go to work, you're hungry, you got to get something fast. And Burger King is half mile up the road from my work, and the people in there talk about 2000s customer service. They're happy, they're always smiling, they thank you for coming in. I thank them for their great service. It's a mutual relationship, and it's a great relationship. Um, I go in there, and the Whopper Junior, it hits every single time. I ask for the cheese. It always comes with the cheese. You go to another place back home, you ask for the cheese, you pay extra. I think it's 60 cents there, maybe 35 cents, 60 cents. It never comes with the cheese. You got to look, and then you got to measure out the pros and the cons to, call them out for the missing cheese because they're likely to cause a fit. You might get shot. You might get beat up, jumped, spat on, this and that because they missed their order. That was simple. Just put cheese. And this one, never have had a problem. And I devour it right there in the parking lot. It comes out great every single time. And I really appreciate that. And they're always happy. You know, working at Burger King, it's not the best job in the world, but it's a job, especially if you're young or if you're interested in building your resume in fast food because you become a general manager, regional manager if food is your thing. I know plenty of people that became general manager at Buffalo Wild Wings or a regional manager for McDonald's locations in a certain location. You can make a lot of good money doing that kind of stuff if you're into the service business. But if you're not, it's a terrible place to work. But if you don't mind service business, it's not bad if you work for the right people and you have room to grow. But these people are always happy. They give you what you want. It comes fresh every time, and the buns aren't sawdust. They're not sawdust buns. I don't have terrible stories with the service for Burger King. Even back home, I don't have terrible service stories with Burger King like I have with McDonald's. Um, that have just ruined my days. You know, you go in there to Burger King, you get your coupon, you get the two Whopper Junior meals with the French fry and the drink, $6.99. Even if it comes subpar, where are you gonna find a deal like that? It's just not gonna happen, especially in present day. It's not gonna happen. Um, for Burger King out here, it's pretty good. If you live in the South and you haven't had Burger King in a while, I strongly suggest it. Those spicy nuggets they came out with, they're fantastic. I still think that they have the saddest fries to this day, but they've gotten better. Um, man, those fries before they turned to these value saddest fries from Burger King, glorious, glorious fries. Um, you go there for the fries, and the burger is just a second place. But now, not so much. Um, Let me tell you a couple of stories. I don't have bad stories with Burger King, but where I lived at in Lancaster, California, the Burger King was just a homeless encampment. And I'll tell you a story about how I saw a homeless person damn near fight these women that were trying to give them food. They worked for some type of nonprofit organization. And it goes something like this. I'm in the drive-through. Um, I just moved back home. I was going back and forth between South Carolina and California after college for, a year or two. And I'm sitting in line, in the Burger King line. And right before I get my food, I see this bellowing smoke coming to the screen. And I'm thinking, damn, somebody's car is busted. And I'm so glad it's not me. And I get my food. And right when I pull off, you just hear the rattling in my engine. And smoke is pouring from my hood, and it was me. And I'm the dumbass thinking, oh, it's, somebody else's car. No, it's my car. It's busted. Um, but at this point, I have my food, and I pull into the parking lot, and behind the Burger King is an alley that's easily accessible from the parking lot. And the worker comes out, tells me, "Hey, brother, your pistons or the head of your engine just exploded and it's leaking all over." So I get out, I look, sure enough, everything's busted. I think it might have been the radiator. I'm not a car guru, but the car was absolutely thrashed. And I decided to just, I can't do nothing about this. I lean my chair back and I put on music and I'm just kicking it. I'm a block away from my house. I'll roll this thing there if I need to. And all of a sudden, this what looks like an emergency vehicle pulls up, and these women hop out, and there's this homeless man, and they know him by name. So he's probably been to their clinic or whatever they're running, and they try to uh, coerce him. How do you say that word? Coerce him. They try to convince him to come over to the car with food because it's November, so it's right around Thanksgiving. And you know what he tells them? And this isn't the first time I've had problems with homeless people in this Burger King parking lot. It's been years since I was 10 years old. We've had to physically fight them off with our bare hands and Burger King objects, drinks, bags. I'm not even lying. I'll tell you in a different story. But he looks at them and he says, I don't want your food. I need my D sucked. And I'm not going to say the word. My DICK sucked. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And he just yells it at them over and over again. I don't need food. I need my D sucked. And I'm like, what the hell is going on in this Burger King, dude? And they start looking at me like I'm supposed to do something. And he's not hurting nobody. You know, he's making uh, some serious demands that I don't think are going to get filled. But they get closer to him, try to hand him, you know, this little thing of food. And I assume it's like a turkey breast with some pumpkin pie. And he just takes it and he squishes it on the ground with his feet and repeats the same thing as I said before. And I'm like, dude, this Burger King has been a homeless encampment my entire life. What is going on? This place doesn't have free Wi-Fi. So, uh, long story short, they end up leaving. There's food's all over the ground. This homeless guy's not having it. And let me tell you, these homeless people in Lancaster, California, they're not regular homeless people. Like they are choosing to be homeless because they're savages. They're also getting EBT, so they don't have rent. They have like $1,000 of food stamps and can do whatever they want. You know, it's and you have a food for less. Food for less is amazing. I used to go there all the time. I wish we had one out here. We have Dollar General, which is terrible. I hate it. And Walmart, which is, you know, it's not food for less. But that Burger King was just riddled with homeless people, and we've had to combat them my entire life. So if I were to give Burger King any pointers like I did McDonald's, um, you know, keep those buns fresh, stop your employees from stepping on the lettuce. Other than that, you know, maybe make your mayo a little bit more savory rather than sweet. Other than that, great, except for the chicken sandwiches. Pretty sure that's made out of cat meat, the chicken sandwiches. I try not to get them. But the burgers with the beef, fantastic. Um, yeah, get rid of the EBT sign if you're in the ghetto like mine was. Get rid of the EBT sign. It's just going to bring the homeless. It's not going to keep them there long, but they stay because it's an active food source for them. They don't have the free Wi-Fi, so they don't stay for long. And I don't think this one had the free bathrooms, so they're not inside of the Burger King like they are the McDonald's. So that's a plus. But they're outside and they're causing a ruckus for your customers, which is bad. Um, but keep the buns good. Maybe make the mayo a little bit more savory and tone down the price of cheese. Other than that, you know, Burger King, great place to get a burger. You know, if you're in Lancaster, you might have to fight homeless people. Out here in South Carolina, I haven't had a problem with the homeless. I haven't had a problem with the homeless here in general. I don't know if we kill them or if we send them to encampments or send them to Florida or whatever outside of Blacksburg. I don't really see too many of them. They're not really a nuisance, so that's good. But other than that, I don't really have any more complaints with Burger King. They have the best coupons in the industry, and they're top of the line for trash fast food. So if you're looking to go to Burger King, make sure you have a coupon because you're going to save yourself a lot of damn money. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.